Good Monday morning to you. This weather video, driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City, Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. You're looking at the current conditions across the eastern half of the U.S. and then some. Note down here, we do have this will be Hurricane Harvey, a Category 1 spin up that will, looks like, make landfall somewhere in Mexico, avoiding the U.S., but awfully close. And we do have an area of disturbed weather in the tropics we'll have to watch around the Bahamas here. This is the particular area you're looking at. And up ahead of us, we have a major weather system that will evolve into a cold front and produce showers and thunderstorms that will be triggered. Behind this weather, a lot cooler temperatures. And you can see temperatures basically up in the 40s in some spots. And these cooler temperatures are going to advect into the region for most of the last half of this week. Looking at heat indices here, and you can see where the warmest temperatures are. This warm to hot weather will be in effect through tomorrow, Tuesday, with heat indices, but not extreme. A cold front, again, triggering showers and potential for strong to severe thunderstorms with a frontal passage that will occur late in the day on Tuesday and into Tuesday evening. This will be followed by a blustery west to southwesterly gradient wind gusts, both marginal. Possible low impacts to utilities. We'll be monitoring that, and a heads up will be issued later on today. Cooler, sometimes unsettled weather will follow Wednesday through Friday of this coming week, with weak disturbances working in on a northwesterly flow. Could add just a few sprinkles to mainly the northern Green Mountains, but nothing major in terms of precipitation. And some areas will actually have dry weather for good project weather days. Our next best project weather day statewide, including those northern areas, will be on Saturday. Temperatures will go below normal Thursday through this coming weekend. Tropical cyclone development east of the Florida region, the Bahamas, to be watched over the next several days for any kind of formation. Okay, 6 hourly panels of the European model. And this is our little Monday night, Tuesday morning, where we have an extended period of dry weather right into Tuesday, about midday or afternoon. Some indications of some showers and thunderstorms possibly sneaking in the afternoon across portions of southern Vermont, but that looks pretty limited. The main action is going to be off to the north and west as it moves on in here, and you can see some of the thunderstorm activity could be pretty heavy. This precipitation amounts in a 6-hour panel up to around 1 inch. And then beyond that, that front swings on through. We have some pretty good little shot of west to southwesterly winds, gradient wind potential on some of the higher terrain. It looks like it's going to be relatively marginal, however, but there'll be some blustery conditions for a time. And then cooler weather for the rest of the week. And we have these little weak disturbances with the troughs of low pressure rotating around that Canadian Maritimes area of low pressure, and you can see kind of minor frontal systems working on through. And these trigger just some light precipitation, mainly along the northern areas of especially the Green Mountains. Most of this stuff is, again, very light. Our next best project weather day comes in with an area of higher pressure on Saturday. And then that system then pulls away, and we have another little disturbance working through, producing a little bit of minor shower activity along about Sunday afternoon. GFS ensemble forecast shows our evening showers and thunderstorms here. This is, again, centered on Burlington. Little secondary system with these little small disturbances works on through, and we get into better conditions eventually at times where things do dry out. Will remain cooler than normal as we go in through the weekend and into the early part of next week. So heaviest precipitation, this is the blue line here. The 1-inch amounts will be to the north, 1.5 inches through parts of southern Quebec. A little bit of a drier slot for us, and then an increased amount of precipitation, probably associated with tropical storm development along the eastern part of the southeast United States. Switching to temperature, you can see 2 relatively warm days. The warmest day on Tuesday afternoon, just ahead of that frontal system with those showers and storms, probably propelling some fairly strong updrafts, at least late in the day on Tuesday across northwestern Vermont. And then the cold front moves on through, and we do have temperatures that drop down, although a relatively warm, humid night into Tuesday night. And then Wednesday's high is only topping out around 75. And you can see a little bit of a trend here where temperatures come down and then they start to go back up as we get into the 27th, 28th, and so forth. beyond this period. Overall weighted temperatures, you can see neutral over Vermont and eastern parts of New England. Cooler air is going to be with us. This is that chillier air mass that's advecting out of the Great Plains. And then about 3 days later, everybody's going to be cool pretty much east of the Rocky Mountains. This is our major weather hazard for impacts, I believe, with the scattered possibility of thunderstorm activity that could reach severe limits, and we just barely get into that. I think it's going to be a little stronger off to the west of us and northwest of us. That'll be tomorrow late in the day and into the evening hours, most especially for Vermont, and then falling apart as it heads south and east. This is an interesting floater view focusing on Tropical Storm Harvey and then spinning up into full tropical cyclone. This is passing south of Hispaniola, that's Jamaica, and this is there's a southern end of Cuba right there, and this is the Yucatan Peninsula. As we just looked at Harvey here, you can see the trough of lower pressure, a very weak system, but crossing the Yucatan and eventually spinning up into what could be a Category 1 hurricane, making landfall south of Brownsville, Texas. However, for our neck of the woods, the more important thing to watch here, about a 40% chance, according to the National Hurricane Center, of cyclone formation over the next 5 days. And being off the Bahamas, off the east coast of Florida, this could be something we need to watch. However, with a northwesterly flow, this is more than likely going to get pushed out to sea. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.